Quickie Wednesday, yeah, Quickie Wednesday.
What's up, guys, and welcome to my Quickie Wednesday review for SpiderMan. This is the 2002 film, and I am reviewing this because it is celebrating its 17th anniversary. That's very exciting. It's not a 15th anniversary, it's not a 20th anniversary, but it did come out in May 2002, so why not? This is a good time to talk about Spider-Man. He's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, and this is the first really Spider-Man movie. And it's directed by Sam Raimi, stars Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker Spider-Man, and I'll say when I grew up, this was the superhero that I grew up with, watching. I wasn't really into X-Men until very later on, until I was much older. But Spider-Man was the superhero that I looked up to, and it was these movies were the ones that I looked up to, especially Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. And, you know, watching this movie for the first time, I don't really remember if I've seen it in the theater, but I remember having I think I saw it in the theater. I'm not sure, but I remember having the VHS tape and watching this movie and just having it on repeat because there's so many great scenes in this movie, and it's such a great superhero origin story. I love how, you know, Tobey Maguire, he plays Peter Parker as this kind of shy, kind of awkward kind of character, and we kind of got that with other incarnations of the character, but here I feel like he really plays this sort of awkward guy before he gets the powers. You know, he really has a big crush on Mary Jane, played by Kirsten Dunst. You know, and he wants to talk to her, but he really doesn't want to, and he's very nervous too, and, you know, one thing leads to another. They're at this field trip, and he gets bitten by the radioactive spider, and he becomes Spider-Man. And I love sort of his character growth in this movie, because he's not so awkward, because once he puts the mask on, and once sort of Uncle Ben dies, you know, he wanted to make all this money to get a car to impress Mary Jane because, you know, she likes the cool things, so she kind of puts on this persona as this kind of cool girl, but behind the scenes she's kind of very, she has her dreams, she wants to do certain things in life, she wants to be an actress and all this. But, you know, once Uncle Ben dies, Peter Parker's character grows even more. He puts the Spider-Man mask on, and then he starts to be funny. You know, he kind of has these quips, you know, what does he say? Hey kid, why don't you let mom and dad talk for a little bit? That scene with J. Jonah Jameson and the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. And he has moments like that throughout the movie. Some people say that he's not funny enough in this, and I say that the humor kind of works. He's becoming Spider-Man, so I don't think right off the top he's going to be totally pulling quips throughout the whole entire thing, but I think when he does, it definitely works. And I love his sort of growth in the movie, you know, to the end of the film, he's really kind of finding himself as this sort of protector. With great power comes great responsibility. And I really like that. I really love that he's kind of in high school in this movie, and, you know, he's dealing with the bully, Flash Thompson. He sort of takes him out in that one great scene with, you know, he kind of shoots a spitball at Peter. I thought or someone shoots a spitball. I remember the spitball. It was very entertaining to watch. And I was always like, wow, this movie's so stylistic, and the violence is so stylized as well. I love the action in this movie, and a lot of it is practical effects, which I really appreciate. So, because if they used a lot of CGI in the movie, I'm not sure it would have been as effective. You know, of course there is CGI in the movie with the glider and everything, but still, I think the CG is very good in the movie, and I do think this was nominated for Best Visual Effects back in 2002 when the movie came out at the Oscars, so it was very well deserving. Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. This is one of my favorite Willem Dafoe performances. He is great as this character who is the father of Harry Osborn, but it seems like he kind of appreciates Peter Parker more, which is, you know, Harry and Peter are best friends, and Harry kind of sees that, and he really wants to just be accepted by his father, but, you know, Peter Parker, he might be smarter, he might be more intelligent, and Willem Dafoe's character kind of really gravitates to that. So I really like the dynamic that starts with Harry and Peter, which will play into future films. I really enjoyed that. The battle at the end of the movie is on the bridge and everything, and then in that little shack, and the abandoned shack or whatever, how Peter Parker is just getting totally annihilated by the Green Goblin. He's kicking his ass, and I love that. You know, he has to lose. You know, he can't just win every fight, and he definitely almost loses his life. Almost, I mean, in this fight. I mean, the Green Goblin really kicks the snot out of him. But I mean, there is cheesy stuff in this movie. Like I said, some of the stuff is really over-stylized. But overall, I do think Spider-Man is one of the best origin stories for a superhero ever made. It was during a time that we didn't have to set up a whole cinematic universe. It was not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's also nice to see a superhero movie that was just there to set up this story, these characters, and just really move forward with that. You know, it was a different time. So it's always nice to see that sort of thing as well. But I'm going to give Spider-Man 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, the movie, I mean, it is a very fun movie. It's a very entertaining movie. But like I said, some things are very over-stylized, very cheesy, and that don't really hold up necessarily. But overall, I love this movie, and I've grown up with it. I can continue to watch it over and over again. And that's my thoughts on Spider-Man. The Danny Elfman score also is one of the best superhero scores of all time. His music and his themes that he created are incredible. And I love all the performances as well. Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. I love Uncle Ben in the movie and what his role is. I love it. I think this is one of the best Spider-Man movies that we have. It's definitely top 3 for me. As of now. We'll see what happens when Far From Home comes out. But as of now, it's top 3 for me. So guys, you can comment your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Spider-Man, the original film? Comment below and give me your thoughts on that. Also guys, you could subscribe to this channel for upcoming Quickie Wednesday reviews. We have a special review for John Wick, Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade. I'll also be reviewing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 a little closer to the release of Far From Home. So you can check those out. Also, other reviews coming up on this channel for The Intruder and Longshot and Detective Pokemon Pikachu will be up within the next few days, so you can check those out. Guys, you can follow me on Patreon if you want to help this channel grow. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. And you can also follow me on Instagram, The King Arises 131. And guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my Quickie Wednesday review for Spider-Man. Over and out.